It's not that easy to make a full movie full of action like Kill Boksoon without slipping up a few times. We're here to show you the greatest behind-the-scenes secrets. The toughest challenge for Jeon do-yeon was completing all of the action scenes. Judging from director Boksoon's previous films such as Kingmaker and The Merciless, it must have not come as a shock that this movie would consist of thrilling fights and intense stunts. The only problem is that this would be the first time Do-yeon filmed a movie of such a genre. We last saw her in Crash Course in Romance, which obviously has a total different filming style than Kill Boksoon. It turns out that director Song-hyun deliberately chose to make Kill Boksoon a movie full of action simply because this was the genre Do-yeon had the least experience in. Do-yeon revealed that she accepted the offer and that this was the first time that she had ever agreed on a project without reading the entire finished story first. In a press conference, she said that she was determined to do it even if she didn't get to read the full script. She shared, "I actually want to try a lot of different genres, but chances don't come that easy. So this was the perfect chance for her to broaden her horizons." The truth is that there were more action scenes in the movie than the cast anticipated. Especially for Do-yeon, who wanted to do all of them herself, but that was actually physically impossible. She said, "I was quite scared and unsure, but I kept telling myself that I must pull it off no matter what." Despite having some doubts about herself, her co-star Seo Kyung-gu revealed that she really pushed herself to her limits to make the scenes look as good as possible. Director Song-hyun's favorite style is to shoot action scenes in one long sequence, so it's safe to say that all the cast members were completely exhausted after filming these intense stunts. Do-yeon also explained that all these months of practice were really necessary because they filmed the action scenes together with the other actors instead of with a stunt team. In other words, they had to be really careful not to hurt each other by accidentally getting too excited. When it came to filming the action scenes, the preparation was quite intensive. Perhaps a little too intensive. The actors had to train for 3 to 4 months in order to get in shape for the action scenes. In the press conference for the film, Do-yeon revealed that Hwang Dong-min's training schedule was a lot shorter than hers. Since Do-yeon was still not finished with her practicing when it was Dong-min's time to start training, Dong-min went in an hour early to the training center so that they could practice together. A little embarrassed, Do-yeon revealed that Dong-min kind of guided her throughout the practice since he was really good at action scenes and she still had a lot to learn. She shared that the things that took her some time, he could do in one go. Nonetheless, they were very considerate of each other while training. Do-yeon explained that on some occasions, Dong-min even told her that she wouldn't have to do a particular action sequence if she was afraid of getting hurt. Even though Do-yeon expressed that she felt pretty embarrassed while filming her first action scene, it seemed like she did an amazing job judging from the behind-the-scenes clip of her fight in the kitchen. In another behind-the-scenes clip where she frantically backs away from knife slashes, it shows that they took a pretty serious approach to filming these intense sequences. Although not much behind-the-scenes footage of the action scenes is released, Netflix did share a few stills, and they look incredibly good. Do-yeon definitely knows how to look as fierce as ever, even on set. While Do-yeon already had everyone at the edge of their seats while watching, everyone was blown even further away after watching Kyung-gu's action scenes, especially the ones where he fights a bunch of people in Russia. Although Kyung-gu can be considered a master of shooting action sequences at this point, even he had some trouble filming them for this particular movie. In order to shoot a few complicated scenes, they apparently made use of a robot arm. Kyung-gu shared that he had never used a tool like that before and that it was a bit scary. He said, "If we went overboard, there were good chances that we would be hit by the robot arm, and that is something we did not want, so we were quite nervous at first. Eventually they got the hang of it, and then it became a lot of fun to work with it." He explained that while on screen it might look like the characters are fighting for their lives, behind the scenes they were actually having the time of their lives. Kyo-hwan, who played the role of the very skilled Hee-sung, also shared a bit about the behind-the-scenes process of filming all of the stunts. He explained that it didn't really feel like an action set piece to him. Instead, he said that it resembled dance choreography each time. The reason for this is that every time the actors had to shoot action scenes, they weren't doing it on their own, but as a team. So it felt like a synchronized team dance for Kyo-hwan, which is what he really liked about the filming process. Even though Song-hyun was the one to decide to include all of these fighting scenes in the first place, he felt extremely bad for what he put the actors through afterwards. He said, "In some cases, I was about to give up after seeing the actors struggle so much. I finally said I would find my way around it through editing, but the actors insisted that they would do it one more time." He expressed that he was eternally grateful to them, but that it also really really pained him to watch them suffer. It seems like he's done with the genre for a while because he said, "I told my director of photography that I would never shoot an action movie again." Something that absolutely everyone who has watched the movie has to know is how it came to be in the first place. In an interview, Song-hyun shared his inspiration behind the film. The movie obviously depicts a mother-daughter relationship, but of course, it's not your regular family dynamic. Turns out that this was actually based on the real-life relationship lead actress DoYeon has with her own daughter. Song-hyun was not shy to let the world know that he's been a longtime fan of DoYeon's and was actually looking forward to seizing a moment to work with her. Another director introduced Song-hyun to her by inviting him on the set of the movie Birthday. After that, DoYeon called the director up asking if he was willing to work on a project together, but Song-hyun took his chance and asked her if she was willing to read his script instead. One thing led to another, and they officially started brainstorming on what kind of a movie Kill Boksoon would come to be. Song-hyun shared that he observed DoYeon's interactions with her daughter and that this led to the great end product of the film. He elaborated a bit more on this and said, "We met and had many conversations to get ideas for a film, and I learned that there was a great gap between her roles as a mother and an actress." He then explained that seeing these two different sides to DoYeon inspired him to create a character that is both a loving caretaker, but on the other hand, also a merciless terminator. Another behind-the-scenes secret has everything to do with the main character's name. She's called Boksoon, which is a pretty old-fashioned Korean name. It's typically used for women who live in the countryside. Director Song-hyun shared that he actually came up with this name after he had already casted DoYeon for the role. He elaborated that he couldn't think of a name for the main character to save his life. One day while he was meeting with DoYeon, her aunt called her. After her phone screen lit up, he noticed her aunt's name was Boksoon. It looks like this name perfectly fits the character he had built in his mind because he said, "Right away, I wanted to use that name. Don't insisted she didn't want to use the name, but I ended up using it anyway." From then on, the heroine Boksoon was born, even if it was technically against DoYeon's will. She explained the reason why she was initially against using this name. It's not because she didn't like the name, it's more that she had something else in mind. DoYeon elaborated that her character is kind of a chic and sophisticated woman, and that the name Boksoon is usually associated with women from the countryside who are a lot more wholesome than her character. This is why she was doubting whether it would be a good fit, but in the end, it worked out perfectly. Lastly, did you know that Kim Si-ah actually had to change a lot about herself to play Jeon? While she was on set, she had to change the way she spoke so that her voice would fit Jeon's vibe better. She even drew inspiration from her little sister since she shared a lot of similar traits with Jeon. She explained that she observed the way she acted and tried to mimic that while filming for the movie. Si-ah also revealed that she got advice from the director and DoYeon on how to really capture the essence of her character. As a result, she had to put on some weight, change her hairstyle, and get rid of her girliness while shooting. Those were the best behind the scenes moments. Let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye!